I think at this point, pretty much every quarterback except for the two guys that just came in during the summer have a good feel for the offense. And as far as like the competition, everything's pretty wide open. Coach has made that point very strong, very clear that he's tossing the ball out and made the best man win after camp. So I feel good about it. Shane feels good about it. Malzone feels good about it. Rudock feels good about it. And you know that creates a very healthy but very competitive environment.
Is there any improvements that you guys as quarterbacks have noticed along the offensive line that's always been kind of a point of emphasis? Is there anything that you feel like it's really starting to click with the O-line?
Well, I mean, obviously with time comes experience and age, and I think we're returning pretty much everybody, and everyone has a lot of game experience. And with this concept and the schemes that we're kind of working with, I think the offensive line feels much more comfortable as a unit. And you know, obviously there's going to be a lot of improvement from last year and years past.
What was last year like for you?
Well, for me, I was just kind of always on edge, just because I didn't know if I was going to have to burn my red shirt or not. That was kind of always up in the air week in and week out. But you know, it was tough. Just those guys that you know, your brothers and everyone on the field, home or away, we were struggling, getting booed at home, and you know, it was kind of like a nightmare, you know, because we put so much work into a season that didn't end up the way we wanted to, and now we're just trying to do everything we can to make sure that doesn't happen again.
You feel like you're in a pretty good position of kind of going from an not ideal situation. You feel like you're in a position now to maybe where it can...
Yeah, absolutely. I feel really good. I feel 100% healthy, which wasn't the case during spring ball. So that's going to be a huge plus. Being able to use my mobility and move around and show the coaches what I can do finally, as opposed to limited stuff during spring ball. So I feel very good. I know that I'm in a good spot, and all I have to do is just take it day by day, and I'll be fine.
What was holding you up in the spring? Can you talk about that?
Just a minor injury. So I was able to do certain things, but not like live action or scrimmaging, anything like that.
There's obviously a lot of talk about the coaching staff with Jim Harbaugh coming in, but from a quarterback standpoint, you know, you having Jed Fish come in and Tim Drevno too. Can you talk about maybe just getting to know those guys and your impressions of them?
All three are tremendous human beings, and they all have a love for the game that's I really hadn't seen before a whole lot. The three of them are like masters of the game in their own ways, and seeing the three of them mesh together and put together an offense has been pretty special to watch. Don't do a whole lot with Drevno just because he's mainly with the offensive line, but the run game, as far as the run game goes, I mean, he obviously knows what he's doing. Coach Fish, we spent a lot of time with, all the quarterback meetings. Really cool guy. He's got the NFL experience, but also the college experience, and he really knows how to relate to us. And then obviously Coach Harbaugh is like the polarizing figure, but when he's just with us, he's like a normal guy. You know, he's not the guy you see in Sports Illustrated on ESPN, like everyone that makes him out to be some like superhero type guy. He's just a football coach that loves football and loves his players, and will do anything for us.
My final question for you. You're sitting near some wideouts. I mean, can you tell us some of the guys who have maybe impressed you through the spring, or any receivers coming up?
Yeah, well, the tight end group, I think, is taking a huge leap with A.J. Williams and Jake Butt leading them. You know, they really did a whole lot to improve as a unit because they're a focal point in this offense. You know, they're big in years past, but with this offense that Coach Harbaugh and Coach Fish and Coach Drevno have kind of put together, like they're going to need to come up big, yeah. So, but then obviously wide receivers, Darbo and Chesson have led the unit well. Freddie and Brian Cole have done a lot to improve in the slot, and you know, Drake Harris is finally getting healthy and is 100% for camp, and he has been this summer, and he's looked great. So as quarterbacks, we're very excited that the offensive line has gotten so much better, and the receivers and tight ends really took it upon themselves to improve and make sure they know their job going into camp, because that makes our life a lot easier.